warm welcome to all. On behalf of our team, I would like to thank you for joining us today and for taking time out of your busy schedule to be part of our professional learning webinar. We are delighted to have participants from diverse educational backgrounds united by a shared commitment to improving teaching and learning practices. I would like to take a moment to thank our dear moderators, Sima and Fazla, for their valuable support behind the scenes. Their efforts in coordinating and managing the session are greatly appreciated. It's my pleasure to introduce today's resource person, Dr. Khadim Hussain, a highly experienced teaching trainer, teacher educator, education specialist, and educational leadership experts with over 19 years of experience in higher education, teacher training, curriculum development, and research supervision. Dr. Khadim Hussain has worked extensively with universities, government teacher training projects, and professional bodies, and brings a strong expertise in training of trainers. You already know the rules. Please keep your microphones muted during the session. If you want to share your comments, you can use the chat box. And if you have any questions, you can write them down and ask them in the Q&A part. Without further ado, let's begin. Dear Dr. Khadim Hussain, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Fatma, just providing me this opportunity. And I'm also welcome all participants. So without wasting the time, so let's start. So today my topic is Today my topic is students' engagement and motivation, interest, participation, active learning. So I think this is a very interesting and very informative topic because this topic can cover so many areas. It can cover the students' engagement, it can cover the students' level of participation and active learning strategy. So just share with you the objectives. So basically, my session is based on 5 different objectives, and every objective has got its own importance, its own value. So number 1 objective is to identify the key dimension of students' engagement, including behavioral, emotional, cognitive engagement. Now, these 3 objectives will give us a comprehensive picture of the learner. Learner in the sense what type of the problem learner is facing and how and why the learner is facing the problem. The second, the most important objective is the role of students' motivation, intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Now, again, intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, these are 2 levels, 2 energy, which help us, which help the learner, whether he or she is agree or disagree, interested or not interested. So this objective again help us to clear our concept. To come to the third objective, that is a very important, that will help us to help especially the teachers, which help us the active learning strategies. What are the active learning strategy, how we can use them, and when you can use them, and where you can use them. The fourth objective that again is related with the learner and the participants, because this objective will help us just give us the comprehensive picture of the relationship between students' interest and their level of participation. Now, participation and interest, again, we will find the difference between the participation and interest. And last but not the least, student-centered teaching approach. What are the importance, what is the scope of student-centered approach, and where we can use, and to what extent we can use, and how it is successful in 21st century. Now, what is student engagement? I will ask the simple question from the participant. how you will start your class? Please, anybody can tell me the answer. How you can start your class at any level, at any stage? Yes,
May
yes,
I?
yes, yes. Okay,
Um, I normally greet the students. I ask them about how their day has been. As I ask personal questions, if, for example, there has been something like an exam or event, I will follow up
okay,
and what has happened. So I consider it something like a warm up. I prepare
okay,
students, yeah, to
okay.
settle the session.
Generally, I think it's a very important for any teacher. It start the class at brainstorming or warm up, because this activity, this initiative, at least brings students towards the topic, towards the actual activity, towards the actual condition. So it is a type of, we can say, shocking, or we can say just pushing the students' brain and mind and heart to come to the topic. So what is student engagement? Engagement basically refers to the level of attention, curiosity, interest, and involvement, because it can cover so many things. For example, whether you will see whether your class is involved with your topic, are they interested with your topic, are their attention is with your topic, are they are willing with your topic, are they are agree with your topic. So if you will see these things, and this is a way you have to bring all students towards your topic without starting the next thing or next part, because without understanding students interest, their curiosity, their level of involvement, I think it's a wastage of time to start the topic. Then it reflects how students think, feel, and act during the learning, because your first impression of the topic, which brings your students towards your mainstream of learning. But if your first impression is, I can say, is useless, is not impressive, not attractive, it's not meaningful, so rest of things will be useless. So you have to bring your students in order to ask them a different question regarding the previous topic, regarding the current topic, regarding the school, regarding the college. The purpose is to know their interests. The purpose is to know their attention. The purpose is whether they are with you or without you, whether they are in the class or not. But being a teacher, I always try my level best, whether I check with multiple questions, whether mentally, physically, and spiritually. These are three major components. Teacher must measure before starting the class, whether teacher check the students are physically with me, they are mentally with me, they are spiritually with me. Sometimes what happens, physically students are in the class, but mentally they are somewhere else. But in some other extent, students physically, mentally they are in the class, but spiritually they are thinking something different. So this is the responsibility of the teacher, to engage them. Okay, engage them with the help of quality content, with the help of updated and modern teaching methodology, with the help of starting up the topic, with the help of to asking the multiple questions. So these are the different activities, these are the different we can say the activity that will help you to bring your students and make them engage in your class. Now again, the dimension of students engagement, now behavioral engagement, emotional engagement, cognitive engagement. Now these three dimensions can cover the different areas. For example, behavioral engagement will help you, okay, what type of students behavior with the teacher, their behavior is accepting or unaccepting, whether they are attentive or not attentive, they are accepting teachers or not teachers, because it's a very common that action speaks louder than words. Their actions, their behavior, their involvement, okay, that will tell you students are with you, they are in this, they are just on with you, they are just laying on the same boat. Then the emotional engagement, because this is again a psychologically, we can say the element that will help you, okay, whether students are enjoying with you or not, whether what type of level of their interesting is with you or not, whether they are boring, whether they are enjoying, whether they are participating. The cognitive engagement again will help you, because when you will ask the question from students, or students will ask the question from the teacher, that again will be the reciprocal process. If students is asking question from the teacher regarding the specific topic, it means they are using their critical approaches, they are using their problem solving approach. So it means that cognitive engagement also involved in your class. So I think being a teacher, okay, we should always be careful. We check whether students are engaged by behavioral engagement, emotional engagement, and the cognitive engagement. Again, the few techniques, because there are the different questions with the different teachers. They always share with me, sir, class is very sharp, students are very active. Okay, they will sometimes teacher cry, okay, this is a one-man show. I'm trying to teaching, and just talking in the class, but there's no response from the students. There's a no question from the students. I think everything is going right, but students engagement technique is a very important, that will help you to know whether your students are engaged in class or not. Number one, students engagement technique through the active participation method like collaborative learning, gamification, and real world connection. Because if you want to keep engage your student, try to use the different technique. For example, collaborative techniques. This technique will help you. You may just assign them different type of topics. Ask them, share with your friend, share with your group, and there should be a one group leader. There should be then the remaining 2 or 3 students, they may be the group members. So group leader should collect the different points regarding the topic. So this way, those students who are not engaging, not interested in the class, they may participate through this activity. Then the gamification, but at the lower level, at the primary level, the gamification is one of the best activity that can bring students interest level, students active participation, students engagement. If you have a different types of games, one hand they are playing the games, but other hand they are the learning. Then the third one is the real world connection. Definitely, this is the responsibility of the teacher. If he or she used to quote the example that may be connected with the real life, maybe with the family, with the community, with the society, with the province, with the cities, because that will help the students to engage, that will help the students to develop their level of interest. For example, think, pair, share. This is a very important technique, because in this technique, students think about a question, discuss with a partner, and share with the class. Now, this activity will bring each and everyone. This strategy will keep engage each and every students, because this is the activity which bring all students, especially if you assign them group activity they can do. JASA's technique, students become experts in topics and teach it to their peers. Now, this activity again will help you. If you would see, Okay, 3 and 4 students, they know about the specific topic. Now you ask him or her, okay, come before the dice, come before the whiteboard. Now you can taught this topic to the rest of the students. So this activity will do the multiple jobs. This study will create a type of curiosity in the class, a type of a motivation in the class. Because if the students teach with the students, this is a best way to bring, this is the best way to bring all students into the mainstream of learning. Then the peer teaching and the review. Students take on the teacher's role to demonstrate the understanding. Now the same thing is there. Okay, because now the teacher asks the 2 or 3 students, okay, tomorrow that is your part, you will be the teacher in the class and I will give you the topic and you supposed to teach in the class 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, because that will help you to change the role. So definitely in the next class, in the other class, the other students, they try to become a teacher student in the class. Now again, dear participants, activity is about to start. So I just share this activity. This is a very important activities. So there are the top 5 ways to improve students' engagement in the classroom. So this activity is as a very successful because the quality of this activity is okay, this activity may be cover the different level. It can cover the primary level, it can cover the school level, it can cover the college level and the university level. The number one is the think, pair, share with the moment. Now in this activity, you have a simple question, okay, and you can select any student from your class. You should go with there and ask him or her, and then again you just share the same answer with the whole class, because this activity will help you. Do not disturb the class. This activity to help you just create a type of a curiosity, create a type of a, we can say, the learning into environment in the class. Then the gallery walk. This is a very interesting and latest engagement activity, because you can put the different poster, pictures, ideas, thoughts in the different parts of the campus or different parts of the room. Now, what's your responsibility? Okay, you should go, okay, to find any specific idea or a specific topic or a specific poster, stand there, okay, and then you will just understand, then ask the question from the other participants or other friends, okay. So this way you can collect the different information regarding the specific thought or regarding the specific topic or regarding the specific idea. Because in the gallery walk, where you can have a different type of activity, for example, a group activity you can conduct in the class, okay, and because this activity will help you to participate all students, because you have put the different type of ideas, different type of quotations, different type of thoughts, different type of poster. So the poster which you most like, you should stand before that poster and just share the same information, same knowledge with the other person or other participants. Then the 4 corner activity. This activity is a very important, okay, because you can assign different opinion and viewpoints in the different corner of the room and have a different conversation with the people. Now, for example, in your class, you have the 4 corner. So in every corner, you can put the different views or different opinion. Now everybody should go in the corners and discuss on that specific opinion, specific view. Okay, this will bring a type of a learning environment, and this will bring a type of a discussion in the class. Then the number 4 is opinion spectrum. because this activity you can line up the class room alongside with the spectrum, whether okay you can line up the room, line up the students alongside the spectrum, and whether you will ask the question, okay, whether they are agree or disagree. If they are agree, then why? If they are disagree, then why? Because this activity, opinion spectrum activity, will bring a type of personal opinion before the students, before the class, before the teacher. This is the only activity that bring those students who are the shy, those students who are not able to share their issues, share their learnings, they can speak with help of this activity. Then the number 5 is stand up poll. Now, in this activity can be done in the 5,000 student or 200 students, maybe in the big lecture hall, because this activity will help you to ask the students questions that maybe they agree or disagree. Because you will just write the question. For example, is corruption is dangerous for the campus? Are reasons behind the corruption? Now, if you write these two ideas in the whiteboard, then you will ask the question. Okay, then definitely you will get the two ideas. Okay, those who are the disagree, they will give their point of view. Those who are agree, they will give their point of view. In this activity, there will be no discipline issue. In this activity, there will be no a type of you require the multiple things, because you can easily done in the lecture hall, in the class. The purpose of this activity, each and everybody has been given equal chance, equal opportunity. They can give, they can share their opinion about their own topic, about their own ideas. Now, generally, the feedback of our 5 activities, these strategy can improve focused and learning, more engaged and fun for the student. If you will apply these top 5 activities, or we can say activities or techniques in the class, so these 5 type of activity can engage the class, okay, and students can involve in the class. Student learn with the fun, with the pleasure. So these activities can be applied at the university level, in the college level, and the school level. Yes. Is there any question, my dear participants, related to my?
Sir, actually, I think here, and I found in my class, even a lot of learners are not able to think, and they can share. Even they don't have basic input of the language that will deliver it. So every time they all that applies to the
But I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Your question is not clear. It's not audible. Please, I think mute your mic or
okay,
make it
sir.
clear. Please make it clear. It's not audible to me. Hello.
Okay, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello. Yes. But it's not clear to me.
Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Um, uh, Dear Dr. Khadim, I will ask him to type his question in the chat box. For the sake of the time, you can continue. Dear
Okay.
Naim, please type your question. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm coming to the second part of my session. That is the and motivation. So I think it's a very common question. Why do we motivate the student? Please, anybody can tell me what's the secret behind the motivation? Why we worry as a teacher for motivation? What is the importance of motivation? Can anybody will share me the answer if you can? Okay. Now, motivation is the compulsory component for the learning. Motivation is just like a fuel we can put in the vehicle, and without fuel you can do not drive any vehicle. without the fuel. So it is a fuel, it's a type of energy for a teacher, for students, because if you do not motivate the student, so definitely they do not develop their interest, because the purpose of motivation is to develop the interest. Okay, if students are not motivated, so definitely they will not participate in the class, they will not participate actively in the activity. If they do not participate in the activity, then there will be no learning. So basically, motivation, the sole purpose of motivation is just to bring the learners into mainstream of learning by using intrinsic motivation, by using extrinsic motivation. One is a personal, the other one is a impersonal. One develops interest, bring the enjoyment in the learning. The other word inspire the learners, motivate the learners. Okay, because of through different grades, through different recognitions. So both type influence. The purpose of both type of motivation is to engage, to bring the learner into mainstream of learning. Again, the question, because different students, different teachers ask which one is more important. Motivation is important or engagement is important, whether they will focus on motivation or they focus on the engagement. But being a teacher, I must say, motivation and engagement is just like the two sides of the same coin. Motivation and engagement is just like a body and soul. Motivation and engagement is just like a fragrance, flower and fragrance. So without fragrance, there will be no flower. Without spirit, there will be no body. So it means they both are as important as body and soul. So we should be careful. We should do not separate them. They are just mixed up. They are mingled, interconnected. Because if you will motivate the students, then they will keep themselves engaged. But without motivation, if you will engage your student, if you will engage your learner, there will be no learning. You will not achieve your learning objective. So motivation is the first and the most important step that will help you to engage your learner. Then engagement, strength, motivation through the learning experience. Definitely, if your learner is well motivated, okay, he keep himself more engaged. If he or she keep himself more engaged, so definitely they will achieve the different type of learning experience. So these different learning experience again make him or her to become more motivated. So these two are very much important. So we, being a teacher, we should focus on first on motivation. If you will focus on motivation, motivation will help you to engage your learners. Now, student interest in learning, definitely, because if your student is motivated, he keep himself or herself engaged. If he or she keeps himself or herself engaged, so definitely the learning is going on. But I must say, all learners are not equal. In every class, in every level, we have the four types of a learner. The average learner, below average, above average, and extraordinary. Generally, it is a practice of the teacher. They used to focus on the above average and extraordinary learners. They are already trained. They are already in the mainstream of learning. But here we need to focus on the average and below average learners. They are much in number. They need your attention. They need, this is not my opinion. This is not my experience. Psychologists, education psychology says that teachers should give individual attention, especially those learners who are below average, because they need your attention. If you give them, you can give them the individual attention, so definitely they will develop their motivation. When they will develop their motivation, then slowly and gradually they keep themselves more engaged, and they feel themselves comfortable, they keep themselves secure, then their confidence level will be improved, their learning level will be improved. So here, being a teacher, we should focus on the average and below average students. That will help you to improve the learning. Again, the question, okay, what are the factors influencing on students' interest? Because interest is not, you can just give them. Interest is just not like a cup of tea. It is not just like a glass of water. Interest, it comes from inner side, through motivation, okay, through support, through your love, through your care. So generally, the factors which I must share with relevance of, okay, just give me 1 minute. Because the teacher should, when teacher teach in the class, so he or she should try his or her level best to relevance, try to relevant your topic with the real life issues. This should be a most important thing. This is the one factor we need to focus on, this factor. The second thing, teaching relevant and student-centered approach. Because if your topic is good, but your teaching methodologies are weak, your instruction levels are weak, so again, there will be a problem for you, because you are not transforming knowledge towards the learner because of the poor teaching methodology. Because so teaching, a teacher-centered method will help you to communicate very easily your information, your knowledge. Then teachers' interest and enthusiasm, because it's a common saying that the teacher is just like a role model. What is a role model? Because if teacher is tired, if teacher is shy, if teacher is looking so, I can say, the weak, so definitely that will not affect on positive effect on the class. So teacher should be energetic, teacher should be active, teacher should be confident, because teacher can transform not knowledge, but the teacher can transform energy towards their learner. If the teacher is energyless, so definitely from where learner can get the energy. So teacher should be enthusiastic, teacher should be active. Then number 4 is, teacher should create a learning environment with the help of students, because it is not easy. A teacher should start the topic and he or she should keep on lecturing. In the end, he and she say, okay, I have done from my side, please, there's any question? No, not at all. So teacher should first create a learning environment. Teacher should think learners are with him, not her. So what learner wants. So these factors, I think we should be careful and we should overcome these factors. So definitely we can overcome the learning. Now again, the question is, what is the learning? What's active learning and learning? What is the learning? Because we have the different definition of the learning. The bookish definitions are the different people's definition, but it's a very simple definition. Learning is just like a change in your behavior, change in your behavior, change in your personality. This is the learning. Because if you have secured the position, if you have got the gold medal, but your behavior is same, your attitude is same, you don't know how to talk with the family members, with the teachers, with the friends, so it means this is not a learning. So learning means change in your behavior. So again, I am focused on the active learning. Active learning involves students directly in the learning process, because we have the two types of the learner: the active learners and the passive learners. Passive learners, they are just busy in their class. They don't know what's going on in the class, but physically they are in the class. They are with their friends, but they don't know what's going on in the class. But active learners are those who know what's going on, okay, and what topic is going on, okay, what should be my responsibility, what should be my role as a student. So this is known as the active learning process. Students do meaningful activities and think about what they are doing, okay, but in active learning process, students know what's going on and what type of activity they are about to start, they will do. Then students move beyond listening to the lectures. Definitely, the lecture methods always make learners passive. But on other hand, the active learning process or active listening make the learner more active. Characteristics of the learning, because it's a common question from the teachers. Okay, what should be the major characteristics for learning? So one, I already shared, student-centered approach. This should be the one most important characteristic that teachers should apply in the class. Number second, high order thinking, because the student-centered approach, yeah, that will help the learners to use their higher order thinking. Then the engagement in the class, because student-centered approach will help you to keep engage your learner in the class. It also help you to problem solving in the class and motivating the students in the class. So one student-centered approach can do the multiple job for a teacher. It can improve the students' higher level thinking. It will keep students engaged, help them to resolve their problem, keep them motivated, keep them to become ask the different questions. So these are the characteristics. So we should apply, we should use in the class. Again, because in the learning phenomena, in the learning process, what should be the role of a teacher? The first and most important role of the teacher, creating an inclusive and supporting learning environment. Inclusive in the sense, because teachers should not focus on the specific group of students. Teachers should not focus on the toppers. Teachers should not focus on those students who are in the front rows. Teachers should focus on each and every individual, and teacher try his or her level best to make class inclusive, and then the supporting learning environment, because that will help the teachers to create a supporting learning environment. Number second, using interactive teaching strategies, because as I told you, the lecture method will always make students passive. The learning will be passive. But student-centered approach, yeah, learner-centered approach will help the teacher to interactive in the class, because interactive in the sense that students can interact with students and teacher can interact with the students. This should be the two type of interaction: students between students and students with the teachers. Number third, encourage students' voice and participation, because sometimes we do not listen students' voice, students' problem, okay, but I think it's a real time we should listen students what they want, what type of their problems are, what their demands, okay. So we should always listen students' voices, we should appreciate them, we should encourage them. Then the providing timely and relevant constructive feedback. This is a very important thing which we always miss in the class, because constructive timely feedback will play important role in the life of the learner. Because if you will not give the timely feedback or constructive feedback to the learner, so that is a waste of time for the learner, because always be careful, should provide the timely and relevant feedback to the learner. He or she should improve, share them their weaknesses, try to motivate them, try to encourage them. They should strengthen their strengths. Again, as I told you, the teacher and students, they are the two major stakeholders. So what should be the role of students in the learning? Now, students' role is taking responsibility for the learning process. So students should take responsibility. What are their responsibility? Generally in the class, but specifically in the different discipline, in the different subjects. Number second, active engagement and participation in the class activities. They should not be fixed. They should be flexible. They should actively participate every activities, every assignment, every group activities. Then self-regulation. Okay, they should monitor their own weaknesses. They should be responsible. They should understand their role and responsibility, reflecting on the learning experiences and knowledge application. They should get the reflection of their own weaknesses from their friends, from their colleagues, from their teachers, because that will help them to be more careful. That will help them to learn the things properly. Benefit of engagement in active learning, because these are the four benefits: because improved academic achievement, development of critical thinking, higher motivation and confidence, lifelong learning. So these four are the benefits, I think, are relevant to the previous slide. Now, this is a very important question. Challenges to students' engagement, because there are the many teachers, they used to come with me, they used to share with me that how we should engage our students, because it's a very important issue for us. Students are not engaged in the class, because when we will deliver the lecture, students are using the cell phone, the mobile phone, especially at college and university level. This issue is a very common, because my friends used to share with me. So challenges to students' engagement. So the first and most important challenge for teacher is large class size. Definitely, it's a very difficult for a teacher how he or she should control the 60, 70, 50 students. Okay, so if you want to tackle this issue, you need 20 students or 25 students, because you should give them individual and proper attention. You should address their issues, okay, monitor their problems. Then the traditional lecture-based teaching, yes, now it's a high time we should not deliver the lectures in the universities, in the colleges, because traditional lecture based teaching has got no importance, no value. It has been outdated, it has been useless. So teachers should use student-centered approach or learner-centered approach, because this approach provides the learning environment. This approach can create an engaged and motivated environment in the class. Number third, lack of motivation or interest. Now, as I told you, teachers' lack of motivation will enhance the students' lack of motivation, because I have seen there are the many teachers, they are demotivated, because when they come in the class with multiple issues, with multiple problems, they themselves is not motivated. How it's possible they can motivate the whole class? The fourth one is a limited resources. Definitely we have a big problem, because we have the public schools, public colleges, public universities, private schools, private college, private universities. In public universities, we have a certain resources, limited resources. So these issues can be addressed very immediately. Number fifth, fear of failure judgment. Definitely, because students have a fear of failure, because we have a very psychologically a type of a big problem for our students, because we can use it as a threat to the students. I will fail you. You will fail in the examination. So this type of threats cannot be used in the class. Okay, instead of we can say you need to improve yourself. Okay, you need to concentrate yourself, so that will help the learners to be motivated. But if you will say I will fail you, you will fail in my subjects, so that is a direct threat of demotivation. Irrelevant content, passive learning. Definitely, I always suggest my friends, do not use the irrelevant, outdated content in the class. Relevant content should be used in the class that will bring the interest, that will enhance the learning ability of the learner. Now, strategies to improve engagement and motivation: use real life experience and application, incorporate technology and multimedia. So almost things are relevant. Finally, the conclusion. Okay, now the conclusion again is for the three parts of my session. Students' engagement and motivation are effective. So yes, I I shared that if someone wants to keep engaged students, so you need to focus on the motivation. If you will motivate the students, the rest of job automatically done by the student. And you, if you will motivate the students, definitely they will develop their interest. They will actively participate in the class. Okay, they will promote their learning abilities, because one thing, one area, one factor can do the so many jobs, so multiple jobs. So we can focus on one thing. Then the collaborative efforts by teachers ensure meaningful learning. Definitely, I always say the role of students is more important in the learning process, in the learning phenomena. If teacher should understand his role and responsibility. If teacher should not understand his role and responsibility, definitely the teacher herself will face the issues, but the repercussion, the impact of these issues directly, indirectly towards the learner. By involving students in the learning process, learning promotes their active participation, thinking, skill, and motivation. Definitely, if you will create the learning environment, if you will motivate it in the class, your motivation creates a learning environment. A learning environment can develop the active participation of students. Active participation of students can help them to use their critical thinking, their different thinking, okay, in order to understand the topic, in order to understand the learning. So this is all about from my side. So now I think your questions are welcome. Okay. Again, describe the students' engagement dimension, explain the importance of active learning strategies, relationship between student interest and their level of participation, student-centered, promote effective learning in the classroom. Yes, ma'am.
Are we done here?
Yes, I have done.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and expertise with us. So, dear participants, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand and then unmute your microphones and ask your questions or share your opinions. Any experiences with motivating your students in your classes, any special activities you have used, anything that you would like to share, now it's your time. Yes, dear Dr. Flamen, good to have you
Hello.
here.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Uh, Thank you, Dr. Khadim, for this presentation. I agree with you that motivation is something that can set the tone for the entire class or maybe entire course. Um, I was wondering about your approach when we're teaching adults, and they're usually used to like a different teaching approach. You know, it takes a moment to build this environment of trust, get them to open up and get them to get involved in hands-on activities, right? So I'm just wondering how you create that when you are teaching a course and the students they are expecting to just listen and not speak until spoken to.
Hello. Yes. Sir, in this situation, I think you need to understand the level of the learners. Okay, if your students level is, I think, at intermediate or at college level, at the university level, so definitely you will change the strategy according to the level and according to the situation of the class. So this is not so. Okay, teachers should fix the specific strategies and specific techniques. So it is, I think it's a time, because now due to the interventions of the IT or different gadgets, so teachers should change the strategy according to the situation of the class and according to the level of the class. So if your students are not talking with you, so definitely you need to create a type of an environment where they feel themselves that they are the secure, they are the safe, because once they know they are the secure, they are safe, so definitely. Okay. Yeah. Yes,
So
ma'am.
sorry.
Yes, please. What was
You were telling us how to have our adult students motivated in our courses. Just, I guess you hadn't finished with your answers to Dr.
Yes,
Plummer.
yes. I was sharing that we need to apply the different strategies and different techniques according to the situation and level of the class. Okay, if in case if your students are silent and you want to start your class, so you will realize them that you are with them. You, because if you will provide them safe and secure environment, that the environment, the your safety, they can help them to become motivated, then definitely one of them they starting talking with me, so this way you will bring the whole class towards your topic.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I also work with adult students, and I have realized that maybe the most important thing when you're working with adults is that they feel safe in the class. They know that they are not going to be judged. So just listening to them actively and letting them open up in the class without judging them, and then caring about their concerns, I think would help them to trust you and then feel motivated. Like sometimes when students, as I told you at the beginning of the session, I ask the students about their days and their concerns. And if I find out that there is something I can do to help them pedagogically, for next session, I plan to do it. So when they come to the class and they see that, for example, they were worried about their writing test or, I don't know, a kind of a speaking challenge, and I have included it in the lesson, they feel very happy. And they feel that I care about their problems. So I think then that rapport is built between us and
Okay.
they feel motivated.
Acha, one more thing I must add here, because if you don't have the quality content and relevant content, I think adult will not listen you. If you want to catch them, if you want to bring them into mainstream of learning, the most important thing is that you must have the quality content, relevant content. The second thing, you must have the relevant teaching methodology. Because if you will use the two things, the rest things automatically you will create because of these two things, these two techniques.
Yes, yes, I do agree. So do we have any more questions or ideas?
platform
Nothing?
is.
Yes, Ilham.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. I want to share something that motivates students, whether young learners or adults, is project work. Because I had the experience with students when you have project works and they have to work together on a certain topic, for example, environments, they get motivated and they like to work in groups and prepare certain thing like a presentation at the end or a poster or so project work is very useful. Thank
Okay,
you.
ma'am, project work is useful at the university and college level, because in university and college level we have the multiple project, but at school levels again we have the problem, because we don't have the such type of the project, because the due to the mental level of the student, physically health of the student. So these two things which you have shared can be applicable at the college and university level. I agree with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear Ilham, for sharing your experience and your idea with us. If you agree, let's turn on our webcams, take a photo. Unfortunately, we lost the other participants due to the technical glitch, but let's capture this moment together and then we can call it a day. So I can only see Dr. Khadim and myself.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
good to see you.
Yes.
Okay.
Ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Dr. Khadim, thank you so much for your
Thank you.
wonderful
Thank you.
presentation and sharing your experience and knowledge with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dear participants, do not forget, if you want to receive your certificates, fill in the form, which is going to be shared with you in a few minutes. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. See you next
Thank
time.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.